Come on in, get comfy.
Get your Welch's fake wine with us, or your real wine if you want to be boozy and schmoozy.
Boozy, ooh, if you want to be boozy and smoozy. Grab your wine, get your weed, get whatever else you need.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
We have been smoking a lot of weed.
Definitely not. I'm so pregnant.
We have smoked no weed. We have drank no wine.
No, I'm actively about to pee myself from laughing so hard and having this little bit of liquid. Yeah, get comfy cozy, get schmoozy boozy, high, whatever you want to do. Yeah, of course we talk about what has us fucked up. Mm-hmm. We get a little doomsday a little bit. But if you live in Texas, you'll get it. And then we finish off with a fun game of Would You Rather Impossible Choices edition. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned at the end. Also, let us know what your impossible choices are, any of your stories. We'd love to be able to read them. We had some funny farting stories on one of our stories. Yeah, we hope you like it. Enjoy, and we'll see you in 2 seconds. Welcome back to Feelings and F-Bombs. I'm Madeline.
I'm Alexis.
And we're in a new space today. Dun, 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 dun.
So fancy.
I know, so fancy.
We're really keeping y'all guessing. This is probably going to just continue to change. So if you like it, let us know. If you don't, sorry, you have no opinion here.
Yeah. Sorry about you. But we do have some plans for this wall. We're not going to reveal them yet. We're just going to let it happen. Yeah. And we'll see if you catch on, you eavesdroppers. What's the equivalent of, like, peeping? Peepers? Peeping toms?
Yeah, like a voyeur. Voyeurism is like a whole kink.
That is a whole kink.
Is my mic on? You know what was tripping me out? It's that we're in an enclosed space instead of a big space. Yeah. So the way my voice was echoing, for some reason in my head was like, my mic's not on. It did not make any sense. But it made sense in my head before I said it, and then the words came out. I was like, oh, that's wrong. It's okay.
That's how it works. That's how mics work.
Exactly how it works.
I'm curious what our mics sound like too.
If it's in here.
Because it's like, it's more echoey in my formal seating area or whatever. But yeah, now we're in another room of my house. This is my favorite version of this room so far.
It is cozy in here. Yeah. I like it. It's going to be perfect podcast atmosphere.
Dude, I saw these 2 green chairs, and this is like my favorite color of green. I think this is what they're now calling millennial green. Oh. Which kind of tracks. But I saw these 2 luxurious couches on Facebook Marketplace, and they were green, and I was like, ooh, those would be perfect. We may try moving the white chairs in here too, just to see what it looks like, because the green and purple is, there's a lot going on. And then our blue cups are red sparkling cider or sparkling grape juice.
Yeah, this just, it's blood. Like, it looks like blood in these.
The blood of our haters.
Around Halloween time, we need to, like, be vampires and
ooh, that'd be fun. Blood.
Okay, so, because you always are the queen of what has you fucked up, and I always go first because you always remember to ask and I don't. What has you fucked up?
Never let them know our next move. So what has me fucked up, if you're new around here, I am pregnant. This is not a beer belly. This is a child in here. And this is not wine. This is grape juice.
What size is he?
He is the size of the head of a cauliflower.
That's pretty big.
Or a loaf of bread.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. And I feel him pressing down. But what has me fucked up is the back is backing. The knees are kneeing. The swollen legs are swelling. The knockers are knocking, if you know what I mean. I feel like I'm going through pregnancy puberty. All of my parts are coming in. I'm finally getting mom butt, which is the thing that I was most excited for. And for you moms out there, you know what I'm talking about. Mom butt. I really hope that it stays after I have this child, but I think it's going to shrink back down. But that's what has me fucked up. Some things not great. Some things fucked up in the best way possible. I need to get pictures done or something because they will never be this big again.
Just of your ass and titties.
Yeah. I will take them to my plastic surgeon and say, replicate
exactly
these.
Yeah.
Thank you. What about you? What has you fucked up?
Side note, just like going back to that, actually.
Okay.
As a small titty girl, there is a perk in getting pregnant because you get big tits for a little bit. But my fiance made this comment about how he was basically like excited for that time.
Oh no.
So then I was like, why?
Oh.
And he's like, you know, because they're just going to be like huge.
Oh,
right. So
they're just gonna be like totally the opposite of what you are now.
Which is, and so I was like, you should love mine now. And he's like, well, I do love yours now. He was like, they're awesome, they're perfect, they're great, but like I'll love them a lot then too. But I still was feeling some type of way. So I was like, that's kind of rude. And he was like, well, you really like, I shouldn't even say this.
You really like big dicks.
That's what I was gonna say.
Stop.
He was like, yeah. He was like, you really like how big my dick is.
Not this subtle, you know.
Dick pride.
Yeah, dick pride. BDP. Big dick pride.
Yes, literally. And he's like, you would still love it if it wasn't as big, but like, you love that it's big. And then I couldn't even argue that. This is going to be very inappropriate. This is definitely like not for children.
Well, if you're ready to have these conversations with your child, go for it. But if not, continue eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Go on.
Whenever we were first like getting intimate, like we did the whole teenager thing when like, first you go to first base kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't just like have sex the first time we were like doing stuff.
Okay, pause. Wait. I don't think that's a teenager thing. I think that's a responsible thing. Not saying that if you just like start with sex, it's your choice. Yeah.
Okay. And so the first time that we did anything, I had a rule at the time where I was like, I don't want my clothes to come off.
Yes, I think you told me this rule.
Okay. And so it ended up being like everything but like with the clothes on. It was dumb.
No, it's not dumb, Alexis. It is not dumb. It is your boundary.
Well, and it was more like I was still trying to figure that whole thing out. Like
that is what you did to keep yourself safe.
Yes.
Like felt safety wise. Not dumb, not childish.
Well, it feels childish, I guess, because I know in today's very like open sex culture, people will like go in and like sleep around, and if that's what makes them happy, that's good. But that was so anti what I did that it's like it feels like I'm still a teenager, like learning.
I wonder if you're jaded though because of like the amount of relationships you've had. I didn't know. I was trying to think of a different way to say that.
I think it's fine to say I've only had 2 like intimate relationships because I was in such a long relationship from 16 to 28. Yeah. And then from technically 28 to now, which I'm still 29, but I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about anymore.
Fingering, clothes on.
Right. I remembered him being like he had inserted his fingers in me and then been like, I don't think that this is gonna fit very well. And I remember looking at him and being like, that's absolutely insane. And then I remember us having our first moment when clothes were off. And I actually think I told him, like, I understand what you mean. Like, I literally thought that checks crazy. Out. Then I saw it and I was like, oh, now, like, my body accepts this. My body has adjusted. There's
another type of, like, barrier, so to say. Maybe it is vaginismus. Anyways, it was on the Netflix show Sex Education. They talked about this, but if anybody else out there has watched Sex Education, it is exactly what it sounds like, but in a more like realistic view of instilling like sexual education into these high school kids' culture.
You mean
so to say
Texas-based, where it's like only abstain?
No, it is based in the UK, so that just tells you it's a bit more progressive. But there was this character on the show who she was diagnosed, and it was just like she was very tight and couldn't do anything, like couldn't even fit a tampon in. So she went to the OB, and the OB actually gave her like this set of kind of tubes, and they like worked to like stretch her a little bit more. It's wild how unless you have that very like special diagnoses, like our bodies just do that. Well, and same thing like with pregnancy. For people who have pushed a baby out of their vagina, you know that like you tear a little bit in some spaces, some places, but sometimes like you don't. And I'm just like, that's fucking wild. A whole head, a whole being.
And then your body heals itself and you go back. Like, it's going to take time.
It works to go back. Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever 100%.
I don't think it is. I just feel like nothing can ever be 100% with like any type of injury. Because essentially whenever you give birth, like every birth is a traumatic birth. Every birth is also an injury, so to say, because it takes some time to heal back from it. But I mean, I think about like I fractured my ankle, I've fractured my pinky, I've torn my meniscus, and none of those things are the same as they were before. I mean, like my knee is pretty close, but I'll have my bad days too. So I would imagine that's how it is even with like pregnancy. Dude, I can't remember if I've talked about this on the pod, but I saw this TikTok and it was of not an OBGYN, but she was like a specific like postpartum type of nurse or doctor. And she was like, whatever you do, the doctors are going to tell you that you can go back to like regular exercise activity at 6 weeks. But you should not do that. You need to wait the full 12 weeks. Because she was like, what happens whenever you give birth is your pelvic bones separate. That way it makes room for baby to come through. And in 6 weeks, sure, like your outside part, like your vaginal canal, may go back, those muscles may go back, but your bones do not. It takes 12 weeks for your actual bones to go back. So if you're not careful enough, and this was like maybe dramatic, but also like, I don't know, because I'm not a doctor and she's the expert in this, but she was like, it can be so dangerous if you are jumping up and down, because quite literally your organs can just fall out. Because your pelvis and those muscles are the thing that keep your organs in place. And I'm like, doy.
Yeah.
Like, that makes so much sense. I'm never going to forget that. I will wait 12 weeks to get back into activity. Because what? Can you imagine you're just looking down and like your small intestine is hanging out? The rest of your inside colon is just like, doo-doo-doo-doo. That's wild.
No.
Wild to me.
Okay.
Take 5.
So if it seems like there's a really weird jump, if things just are a little bit like sketchy right now, it's because we have had some technical issues. Well, the first time we paused for
my sweet father.
Yes.
My sweet, sweet father, Michael, that called.
And had a whole conversation about,
with himself. I love you, Dad, so much. I am your child because I do the same thing. Just wanted me there just so I could hear. I offered one thing. It was like 12 minutes. But we record these in like 20-minute increments. And so we started, and then we got up to start the next segment, and the camera was black.
It did not record. So we have had a couple of breaks at this point. We don't really know what the fuck we were even talking about. So give us a little grace. You know what else I also realized? Is I never said what had me fucked up. Because
that was what had
yours was the titties.
No.
Yes.
That's right. So what has you fucked up?
To be honest, I don't even really have one. That's why I just kind of like letting it slide. But, we're here. So one thing, we're about to get into like a winter storm.
Oh, yeah.
We live in Texas, so our system is like not set up for any kind of like snow, ice, anything like that.
Mentally or physically.
Yeah.
Our systems are not set up.
We're like having this strange like freak out lockdown where everyone's running to grocery stores, buying out toilet paper, buying out water,
firewood, perishable, non-perishables.
Yes, acting like we are about to be in the apocalypse. And today I watched a video that our trees are going to start exploding.
What?
Yes.
Have you seen the videos where like trees move?
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to see.
Spiritual?
No, this is like, okay, and I don't know if these are real, but like they're literally like moving like at a fast rate.
Ew, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Well then, no, my tree would have walked away because I killed it in my front yard.
So because you thought it was going to explode?
No, that was unrelated.
Okay. I was like, oh my God.
I killed my tree in my front yard because there was some kind of like weird mold or something in my yard. And it just like overtook the tree. The tree died. Right. But if it could have walked away, I think it would have. Unless it was in some strange relationship with the grass mold situation and it...
Dude, and like mold in mushrooms have a whole brain system. Like the way that the cells are in mushrooms look like brain neurons and like neural pathways.
Yeah, mushrooms are actually really fucking crazy.
Yeah, and there's been like some mushrooms that look like they're growing like a foot or like a hand. Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I got really into weird nature stuff a couple of years ago. I think it was actually during COVID.
Did you know that trees can actually send nutrients to themselves? Like,
and the roots and stuff.
I think that my tree died because we cut down another tree that was too close to the house, and I think that tree was supporting it.
No.
Yeah, and I learned from a documentary that trees can give nutrients, and I think that's what happened because it kind of like died so quickly. Anyways, that is not the point.
So wait, the combusting trees though, what's going on here?
Exploding trees. People are having this theory, so water, whenever it freezes, it expands. The temperature today was almost 60, I think.
Yeah, it was literally 61 degrees whenever I went to Walmart at 5:20 p.m.
But then tomorrow it's freezing, so it's going to be snowing. So
Texas snow.
Right, which is basically ice.
Sleet.
Raining down like little razor blades.
Really cold rain. That's it.
They're saying that like trees are going to literally explode because the water's going to expand so
Is it
fast.
Because of like how fast the temperature is going to drop?
Yeah, like it doesn't have time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like everyone is losing their ever-loving mind. People are saying the grid's going to go down. We're going to have no power, no water. I feel like there's something in human nature that like we kind of crave this like weird doomsday thing. A little bit, like we like crave the chaos. We like want something crazy to happen. But like, what is the deal, guys?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I could totally eat my words. Like, what if something crazy does happen and then I'm like, oh, actually, I should have been more prepared.
Dude, I was kind of thinking about that today. My husband went to the grocery store yesterday morning at like 8:30 a.m. and it was packed already. And then I had to go to Walmart just to grab like one thing, and I grabbed a couple other things too, because
you do.
Yeah, whatever. And like, it was wild. But I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, is everyone having a trauma response to snowvid?
I think so.
Because that was also like, it was only supposed to freeze for a couple days. We ended up all being frozen in for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I did get lucky. That was whenever I lived in an apartment complex, and our building never lost power, never lost water. The building beside us, they lost water. The building beside us, I think they lost power. It was sad, but it was kind of cute to see like our community come together, because there was families. People were allowing those people to come into their home and like take showers and just like warm up. And like people were like exchanging food, exchanging water, especially for us. Like we had so much water, so we were like giving water whenever we could. And so I'm wondering if that's why everyone's just like freaking out, because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we need to prepare like just in case, you know. But also like, I'm not gonna go and buy out all of the toilet paper, because everybody needs toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be realistic and reasonable. I'm not gonna get a month's supply of shit.
How much toilet paper do you need? Like,
right, exactly. And it's just me, my husband, and my dog. And I rarely wipe my dog's ass, but I have to sometimes, because he's a senior citizen. He's a little leaky sometimes. But it's like 2 squares.
Yeah.
And what? I'm probably using 6 squares a month on him.
Right. But it has me fucked up, because there's that part of me where it's happening tonight, and it's like, ooh, are we going to be totally screwed, or was everyone way overreacting? And we have enough food, but like if the power goes out, like we don't have enough water. It's been over a year now, but there was like 2 weeks I had no power whenever the tornado like came through, and that was really hard. Like we had water, but oh my god, it was so hot. Texas summer is rough.
It was in May 22nd. It was Devin's birthday.
Really? That day changed my life.
Yeah. And whenever she talks about a tornado, there was literally a tornado that went down a neighborhood street, and then the main road, and her neighborhood street was the street that the tornado went down.
It was crazy. Wild. Like 2 houses down were just wiped.
It like kind of stopped right before your house.
Yeah, it was wild. It was scary.
But your whole roof literally lifted and fell, right?
Oh yeah. There was a lot of like, I got so lucky.
Yeah.
Anyways, random topic. But that was kind of what had me fucked up. Just like weather's scary. It's scary because you have no control. You don't know.
Right.
And we can all predict. But it's also like the fear-mongering has to stop at some point too. Like if you genuinely have a notion that something's going to happen, that's one thing. But like the fear-mongering, this could be a whole topic. Because fear-mongering on social media in general probably needs to stop. Because it's always something. Maybe people believe what they're saying, but a part of me wonders if we just like to stir the pot. I don't know.
So we're done with what has us fucked up. But I like this strain that we're going on, because I hear people say like all the time that like, oh my god, like it's just so negative on social media, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I've just done like a really great job of curating my algorithm, because my algorithm is dog and cat videos, funny, honest therapy videos, wholesome videos. I don't know, like, I hope my phone doesn't listen to this now. Like anytime that there's been just like horrific things happening, I'll maybe get like 1 or 2 things that pass on my social media and stuff. I mean, I get it, because I think some people are like kind of addicted to that stuff. I will say my YouTube algorithm is a bit different, because I really like true crime. So whenever I go onto like my YouTube homepage, there's at least like 7 videos that are true crime. My YouTube is DIY, podcast, and true crime. But my social media is not like that. I think obviously it can get to an unhealthy degree, but I think people crave just like knowing what's going on in the world. And I think now more than ever, this is getting very like tinfoil hatty, but even just like the way that the government has been playing out lately, like people want to be in the know of things. I mean, honestly, we crave clarity and predictability. If that means that we have to watch like all these traumatic things to be in the know about this stuff, then like that algorithm's gonna be flooded with like a lot of fear mongering.
So I think like with the government, that might be one thing. That's different. I think that we should be more understanding of what our government's doing.
Same.
But I do think like with some of these like super traumatic things, I don't think our brains were wired to know. Like, I think that our brains were wired to see the trauma that goes on in our very small community, and that's it. And I really feel like we aren't supposed to know what's happening in the world all the time, because there's always something terrible happening every second of the day.
Yeah.
And so I think that our brains, we want to know a little bit because we want to protect ourselves, but then also we're not designed to know.
That's a great point. Because I think about just like from an evolution standpoint, and I don't know why I sometimes always go back from an evolution standpoint, but like social media wasn't a thing. You quite literally only knew what was going on in your village, in your community, in your tribe, whatever it was. Like you didn't know, or maybe you'd find out tidbits of information through letters, through notes, through mail, through storytelling. But you're right, we just have so much more access now that 100% it's flooding our brains.
Well, and even that book that we're reading for book club.
The Anxious Generation.
Yes,
linked in the description.
Yeah, it talks a lot about how we actually, as a society, were becoming the most safe when it came to like sex trafficking, child abduction, all of these things. But that was at the same time that we were like really starting to shelter our children from the physical world, and children were starting to go into the online world. What's interesting about that to me, though, is I wonder if there was a correlation between we had widespread access to the media. So now it feels like everybody wants to hurt our children all the time. But in reality, those stats were actually going down a lot. Like, what if us seeing it all the time is making us like think it's more prevalent than it actually is, you know?
Yeah.
But really it's like we're seeing something that's happening in the Bahamas, something that's happening in the UK, like whatever. It's happening everywhere, but it feels like it's always present because it is ever present, you know? I don't know.
Good point. Ready for the game?
Sure.
Pull us out of this doom gloom. This was a very different vibe than we had the lost footage that will never be seen. Your phone's right there under your butt.
Oh, thanks. I was like, where is it?
That fat ass.
Fat ass.
Was covering it. So we have another fun game, and feel free to play along at home. But we came up with some would you rathers, and you know, some of these may or may not be inspired by real life events. Maybe you connect with them. Hopefully these haven't happened to you, but would you rather walk of shame in your going out clothes? Wait, let me set the scene even more. You're in college.
Okay.
You live on campus. You're at someone else's dorm and you have to go back to your dorm. Would you rather walk of shame in your going out clothes? Let's say you had heels on, wedges. Skinny jeans, crop top.
This is very specific.
This is 2017.
Very specific. Okay.
It's 2016. So like think about just like the going out style then.
So it's a little bit more corporate.
No, this was like the year after corporate going out. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Crop tops were very in. It was like the skinny jean crop top.
Oh yeah.
Choker.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I know this vibe.
Yeah. Thick eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you rather walk of shame back to your dorm in your going out clothes, or walk of shame in an oversized t-shirt, bare feet?
Bare feet? Are you wearing
your
underwear?
Wedges? You do have underwear on.
Do you have shorts?
You do not have shorts.
I'm tall, so a lot of it has to be a long shirt.
Shirt that goes past your knees.
Oh, barefoot?
Barefoot.
Damn. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, so the first option, everybody knows what you're doing.
Right.
The second option, the barefoot is throwing me, because in college, everyone wears oversized shirts.
Yeah.
So at least you have that going for you. But with the barefoot...
And you're carrying your clothes.
Oh.
Or you could like try to put them underneath your shirt. I don't know.
You are now a barefoot and pregnant college student.
You no longer look like you go to that campus.
They're wondering...
Look like a wanderer. A pregnant wanderer.
Someone's gonna call and be like, this person needs help. You know what? I'm gonna go with my full-fledged outfit.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'll tell you what I actually did, but I think if it was just no additional context to this, I think I would also just have my going out outfit on. Let me tell you what I did, and let me provide you more context to this scenario.
There's a reason this was so specific.
I stayed in a dorm, and the cafeteria was right across from my dorm, and like a main road kind of through campus, like a lot of foot traffic on this main road. And our cafeteria did brunch. And where I lived, this was like the popular cafeteria that everybody would flood into. The dorm that I was at really wasn't that far from my dorm, but I would have to walk in front of this cafeteria, walk across the crosswalk, and then go into my dorm. I was going to go the Moo no shoes route. I had a sweet, sweet friend. So like we had our like group of friends and it was like a mix. It was a co-ed mix of friends. And so he also lived in the same dorm as me because there was like the girls' side, which also like, get this, it was a dorm with 2 towers and one side was just girls and then one side was co-ed.
Weird.
It didn't make, but anyways, I stayed on the all girls side and obviously like he was on the co-ed side. And so I had tried texting so many people to see if anyone was up, but this is also a Saturday morning. Everyone is hung over. Nobody is up yet. And so luckily I text him. I was like, hey, I have a very odd request. If you went to college, if you live on campus, you know how big of a deal it is if you have to move your car from a really good parking spot. He had a really good parking spot that was right by our dorm. So if you found a spot, it was like gold and you're not moving your car for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because if not, the nearest ones are like so far away. I ended up buying him Taco Bell after that. That was all that I could afford. I was like, I'm going to treat you, bro.
Yeah.
You,
as a college
you're
kid,
homie.
You're happy. You're like, free Taco Bell?
Yeah. Delicacy.
Yeah.
Delicacy. Of course, he laughed at me. I was like, hey, bro, I'm in the dorm like right across the street. However, I am in an oversized shirt, no pants, and no shoes. I have clothes, but I was like, you saw what I was wearing last night. And he was like, okay, like, are you safe? He was like the big brother of the group. He was like, are you safe? Are you good? Like,
That's
I was
so
like,
nice.
yeah, like, I'm safe. I'm cool. I just really don't want to walk across the street and like in front of the cafeteria. And he was like, okay, yeah, cool.
Pantsless,
I'll be
shoeless.
there. He was like, I'm doing something right now, but like once I finish this up, I'll be there. I was like, oh, God bless you. Yeah, that is what I ended up doing. My friend got there. It was still like mortifying to walk down that dorm room and walk in the lobby of that dorm room, bare feet, walk out into the parking lot. But yeah, and then I had to do the same thing in my dorm, which luckily my dorm had a front door and a back door entrance. So I came in through the back door where like you don't have to walk in front of all the RAs. And I was just pretending like I was on my phone. But yeah, that's what I did.
I mean,
it felt so exposing because I had no pants on underneath.
that is exposing.
And I'm sure people did this like to go to class. Like I feel like there had to have been people out there that just did not have pants on underneath their big shirts.
Yeah, that was like a whole thing. Like
It
the
really
big shirts.
was.
And you really didn't know if people were wearing
Yeah.
pants.
No.
I think it was the no shoes that got you.
Mm-hmm.
If they were questioning it, it was the no shoes.
Yeah.
And you were probably hungover and looked like shit, honestly.
Yeah. And really, I think if I just like would have been a bit more confident and just walked, like I could have just looked like I was going out to my car to grab something.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true.
But I had the clothes in my hand, the wedges in my hands,
Yeah.
my purse. Yeah.
You're going out
Jewelry, makeup halfway gone.
You know what? It's a core college memory. You needed to go through that to really experience college.
Yeah, exactly. Next.
Okay, this one. Shit yourself on a first date. We're starting off strong. Shit yourself on a first date. Or you're going to meet your future spouse's family for the first time, and then you shit yourself.
Oh.
So you're shitting yourself either way. So it's either you do it on a first date or when you're about to meet your future spouse's family.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think first impressions are so important. I think I would go with first date because who knows, maybe that isn't my spouse. But also how they respond could be very telling of their character, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with that because I feel like it's a little bit harder to maybe come back from like a whole family.
Yeah.
Especially like, I don't know this dynamic of this family yet. Maybe it's something that sure, like we laugh about for years and years later and like they meet me with kindness and compassion, or they're just like, what the fuck? Like she doesn't know how to control her own bowels. What is she? A 1-year-old?
Or they could just be awkward about it.
Right.
Not
But with
even judgy, just awkward. And then you're like, oh, this is weird.
But with like the first date, if it goes great, okay, cool. If it doesn't go great, it was a first date.
Yeah, you're really like
You never
minimizing
have to talk to them again.
collateral damage. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, that's my process. What about you?
So I would say first date because I want to know if that man can handle that. Like, at that
So
point,
you are now going to intentionally shit. Well,
I won't
have
anymore.
any
I really missed my opportunity here.
you really missed your opportunity.
Yeah.
Talk about a litmus test for
Yeah.
a relationship.
I actually read a Reddit or something like this one time, and it was like literally a woman shit her pants on a first date. The guy ended up like they dated, like they were still dating or whatever when this was written, because he was just kind of like, yeah, she was so embarrassed and like felt so bad, but then I like helped clean her up and like not literally like went into the shower and wiped her ass, but like made sure that she was like able to sit on a towel while they like he drove her home, like all these things.
Oh my god.
So to me, I'm kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I'll shit my pants and see how you react. Like, do you treat me like I'm a leper, or are you going to be kind? Not the same, but like on my first day with my fiance, a bird flew into my face. So, you know, I really got to see how he handles situations.
You get back to that.
You don't. You really don't. You don't. Yeah, he ended up later making a playlist, and the cover of it was like a bird. So it was like our date playlist, and it was just a baby bird.
Oh my god!
Yeah, a baby bird flew into my face on a hike, and I just had to like, you can't
take
play
it like
that
a champ. Yeah,
exactly. I just remember being like, "Is the bird okay?" Like, because it hit me like this thing in my face. I was like, "Whoa!" I was taken aback.
You should have just been like, "I'm exposed. I am the real life Cinderella."
Yeah, truly. Like started singing. You know, sometimes having something crazy, like there's enough boring first dates out there.
Yeah,
like shit
spice
yourself.
it up. Yeah, shit yourself. Spice it up.
Yeah,
for our eavesdroppers and peepers out there, try this experiment. Let us know.
How does shitting yourself on your first date go for you?
Yeah, it might be your lifelong partner.
They are going to be like, I've never had a first date like that.
Yeah, they will never forget you.
They won't, whether it's your spouse or not.
And if they're not great, on to the next. What's meant to
now
be.
You have a great story. Start your own podcast.
Hello. Okay. Would you rather have a parent walk in on you having sex or be caught having sex in a public place?
This one I have questions about, because if I'm in a public place, who's catching me? A random stranger or a cop? Because that has...
No,
not
a cop.
Stranger?
No, an employee.
An employee?
An employee.
Oh, God. Someone I have to work with. Or like an employee of the business in the public. I know, but I gotta know.
Of the business in the public.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if it's somebody that you work with on the reg, that like totally changes it.
Yeah, that does change it.
You know what? I would definitely rather be caught having sex in the public by an employee.
Really?
Yeah, big time. First off, it's kind of fun, kind of exciting. I have done it. I enjoy it.
Let's talk about how old are you in this scenario?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking I'm like my age.
Oh, interesting. And you would still go with... Wow.
So I have been caught by a parent. Not my parent. It was my ex's mom. And
how
we weren't
old were
even
y'all?
like 16.
Oh.
We weren't full on like doing the deed, but like we were getting a little spicy. She walked in. Oh my God. And it still to this day scars me, because I looked up to her face. We made eye contact, and she said his name. Like, this is not his name, but like, Jeremiah!
Yeah.
Like that. And then...
No.
Yeah, and then she just like closed the door. And I ended up having to like do my makeup in the same bathroom as her, because the other bathroom was being occupied or whatever. And it was the most awkward. Then we later went to like, I think it was Six Flags or something. The whole time I wanted to crawl out of my skin. Like, so I don't wish it on my worst enemy, honestly. Yeah. I would rather a stranger to where I can just be like, oh my God, that was embarrassing, and like leave, than have to see this person. And if it's your own parent, that's even worse.
Interesting.
Maybe not if it was my mom.
Yeah.
If it was my dad, no. It's so much worse.
With like age in mind, if it's the age I am right now, I'm not cool with this. But if it was my parents, okay.
You're like, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I do this, clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly we do this. Oh my God, I have crumbs on me. I don't even know. I haven't eaten anything in a while. I don't know.
It's just your big, huge tits now.
It's just my big ass fucking knockers, bro. They just catch all the shit these days. I think my parents, well...
But then they know how you look naked. They know the sounds you make.
I'm just like, y'all have sex.
That's true.
Y'all have a naked body under there.
Yeah.
I'm sure my parents would prefer a stranger to walk in on me than them.
If this 100%. Was there, would you rather game? They were like, absolutely not. Yeah.
But like, would you rather walk in on your child having sex or... But I think if I was like 16, no. Stranger in a public place for sure.
Yeah.
Because I've also had a similar experience of like with my high school, like my long-term high school ex. It was also like we weren't fully doing the deed, but like we were getting hot and steamy. And it was like a knock and a peek. And, yeah. And like...
Did they know?
They knew.
No.
They knew. I won't use his name either. Hey, John, I need you to come here right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was you're about to get a talking to.
Mm-hmm. And then I all of a sudden needed to go home.
Yeah.
After that. Ooh. There's the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment. And also, like, yeah, we were minors. We were doing something risky.
That's going to happen to you one day, probably.
Yeah. Devin and I have talked about that, too.
Yeah.
We're like, what do we do when this happens?
You're probably going to walk in and they're, like, exploring their body or, like, watching porn or, like, have a partner in there, like, doing stuff. And you're going to have to, like, handle that.
Yeah. We've talked about how we would handle it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's probably good. Just to like be aligned on these kind of big moment things. All right. For our last one, you have an online meeting and your camera's on, but you think it's off.
Okay.
So Lord knows what you've been doing. This is an hour-long meeting. Your camera's been on the whole time.
An hour long? Okay.
Or we'll say 30 minutes. But like,
God, still.
the point is you thought this camera was off.
I thought it was off the whole time. Oh,
or your mic wasn't off and you cussed at something your boss said. So the way that I'm imagining this,
you fucking idiot.
Or they say something and you're just like, God damn, every time. I want it. I like that kind of thing.
The inside thoughts.
Yes, inside thoughts.
Because you think you're muted.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think, okay. I guess I'm going to go with I'd rather be on camera. Or like, you know, be on camera but not know it. And that's only because I've like lived through that. And it was mortifying. And it's still like, you know, sometimes like you'll just have random like flashes of like previous memories. This is one of those ones that just flashes.
And then you go, God.
Yeah. And I cringe every time. So in my career job, again, career job, I facilitate trainings. And so whenever you're the facilitator, like all eyes are on you. And especially if you're doing it online, based on however the person on the other side has their like gallery or their screen set up, they could have it on like speaker is the biggest screen whenever they're speaking, everybody else is whatever, or it could be gallery view. So I just finished up a training, everyone's doing their evaluation, and I think I turned my camera off. And I'm pretty sure, I still like 100% don't know, but I'm still pretty sure to this day that my camera was on and I picked my nose. I was like, oh, we gotta get this out. As I've been talking and doing this training, like I felt it. Should I have gotten a napkin? Absolutely. Did I? No, because I was like, oh, I'll just put my finger in there and then I'll get a tissue.
Yeah.
Because that's how tissues work. That's how you're supposed to use them.
I mean, honestly, sometimes it is easier to get it with your finger.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and
that's
like
just
I
a
have
fact.
a nail too. And like, and let me tell you, I remember the relief I felt whenever I got that sucker out of there. But then it was like maybe a couple seconds and it dawned on me where I was just like, is my camera off? And whenever I looked, like most people had their cameras off while they were doing their evaluation, but there was one person that didn't, and I just saw their mouth open and they were just like, and I was like, oh God, I think they were reacting to me.
Oh, God.
I think they were reacting to me. My camera was on. I turned my camera off. I didn't address it because I'm like, they're about to do their evaluation. And for this, it wasn't like an in-agency training. Some of our staff were there, but it was also like a lot of non-staff people. And so the person that had their mouth open, I was never going to see them again. I lived through that. So I think that's what I'm going to choose is I'd rather be on camera. What about you?
I'm pretty sure I've also had a similar experience where I was presenting like some work that I was doing, and I think my camera came on accidentally. Like I had pressed some hot.
I hate technology sometimes.
Yeah, and it came in accidentally, and I didn't realize it. I don't know. The thing is I don't know how long it was on, so I don't even know what I was doing. Yeah. But normally, whenever you're on some boring meeting and you're like, you know, talking like. Who knows? Like, my face could have been this close to the screen. I could have been picking at my nose. I could have been making faces. I have no idea. Yeah. And so I've relived that where I'm just like, God, what was I doing?
Oh, no.
But I think I've also lived the mic one.
Oh, no.
Because in a call at my job, you can call from the room. Everyone will typically call on their, like, laptops. And then you also call in the room. And one person has to connect. So I think what happened is we had all ended the calls on our laptop. So I thought it was done.
Oh, no.
But it was still called into the room.
Oh,
and I was talking shit about this person.
Oh, no. Yeah. Alexis.
And it was because this person was making our lives harder and was basically like, whenever you do the work that I do, you need these like really specific requirements. And you have to understand the product you're designing clearly this guy was supposed to be helping us understand the product and was just like yapping, taking us like down roads we did not need to go on. Anytime we tried to redirect, it was just like rough.
Bro.
And so I made a comment that was funny. But not to him,
Maybe offensive.
It was offensive. And it was basically that he was just, I don't remember the exact comment, but I do know.
Fucking idiot.
He was just yapping. Like, that he just wouldn't basically shut the fuck up. Yeah. And I made that comment. Then I realized, oh, fuck, we didn't hang up. But I was like, maybe he ended it. I can't see because I already ended it on my laptop. But then the next meeting, he made a comment that he basically was like, yeah, but I'll like quit talking your ear off or something like that. Like he made a very specific comment.
Either it was very coincidental or it was very aimed.
And I felt really bad because he was a nice man. I didn't mean to hurt his feelings, but my team was just very frustrated with him.
Yeah.
So I've lived through both. I think I would rather say something with my boss. One, because I have a great boss. Okay. And I know that she would probably be like, yeah, I get it. Honestly, like, this fucking sucks. Yeah. But also, there's more of an opportunity to play it off. Like, if you're like, oh, fuck, you can say, oh my God, I'm sorry, I just stubbed my toe or something, like, if you catch it.
Oh, that's good. That's
good. Unless it's like a specific circumstance like mine, where you shot yourself in the foot. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Use the full government name.
Yeah.
Of the person.
Basically, yeah.
Damn.
It was rough. I think that'd be mine.
Okay.
So that was our game. Let us know if you have an impossible, like, situation. Would you rather? Yeah. Or one you've lived through that you just cringe at. If you have a cringe moment, we want to know your cringe moments.
Yeah. Put it in the comments.
Yes.
So yeah, tell us your stories. We'd love to like read through them too and maybe even dissect them a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for eavesdropping. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, anywhere that you pod. You can find our YouTube channel at Feelings F Bombs. You can find our Instagram, our TikTok, or Spotify at Feelings and F Bombs. I'm Madeline.
I'm Alexis.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.